Hey guys, this is Parzival. I also go by Will, and I am back with another sketchbook tour. Please excuse any noises from outside. It is very nice out today, and people are outside doing yard work. Kids are playing across the street, and my window is open, so I can hear a lot of stuff. And hopefully my camera won't pick it up, but who knows? I actually don't know. And hopefully my landlord won't start blasting rock music, but we'll see how that goes. But I have a sketchbook tour for you today for Melanin March 2019, and I am pretty happy to show you guys this one. Now, Melanin March, to begin, is a challenge started by Biana Bova, and I will link her channel down in the description below. And basically, it's a challenge to draw a person of color every single day for the month of March. It's kind of like an Inktober sort of thing. And it's because a lot of people struggle with drawing people of color or characters of color because our default is sort of like white, generic, stick figure, round face sort of thing without any discernible features. And I wanted to try and do a sketch version of that because I feel like, especially for some of my characters, sometimes I fall into the trap of they just kind of look like a generic character, and I smack a darker skin tone on there and call it good, and I don't want to do that. I don't want my style to be dependent on being able, on color for being able to tell whether a character is a person of color. So, and this is important to me because I know that you guys only really see my hands and my self-portraits, but I am a person of color. I am Asian, specifically I'm Vietnamese, and so it's important to me for the factor of I at least want to make sure that I draw myself in a way that I'm happy with. And I suffered a lot when I was a kid from not understanding that I wasn't white, and that hurt my personal relationship with my culture a lot. So it's a personal thing to me, and so I want to make sure that I draw like my friends and other people who are like me in a way that accurately represents them. And I want to make sure that I can do it in black and white if I need to. So we'll start out here. Apologies that it took a little bit to actually get through this, but this is a month-long sketchbook technically, even though I started this on day 3, but it's I basically just filled this as much as possible for the month of Melanin March, so I did 1 drawing per day throughout the month of March. And I started with Moishe Bridges on day 3. Moishe Bridges is my friend Hermie's character, and I really, really like her hair. I like how it turned out. I know that I was sort of saying, oh, well, I shouldn't need to rely on black and white, but I wanted to try this sort of shading, highlighting technique where I leave this edge rim lit, and that was not words, but you know what I mean, and have the highlight of that hair. Because that's something that Hermie does, and apparently Hermie picked it up from me, but I don't remember doing that. I don't know where I figured that out, but Hermie does that a lot, and I want to try that for this character. And then I did Vivi Iwatani, who is also Hermie's character, and Vivi is a Japanese character. She is a computer virus and a gremlin, and I love her. Though I realize that when she's sideways, I feel like it's really hard to tell what she actually looks like because she is sideways. Then I did my own character, Levi, and Levi is a mixed Caucasian and generalized mixed person because his family is the Moreau family, who belongs to my sister Chen, and they're just a mixed ambiguous brown, but I don't know specifically what they are. Hayden Finnegan belongs to my friend Ash, and Hayden is, I believe they're Afro-British? No, Afro-Welsh or Scottish. One of the two. Not positive, though. And then Ryan Castro, who is Brazilian, belongs to my sibling TK. My OC Slate. Slate is one of the characters that I really want to draw for Melanin in March because over time, when I first made Slate, Slate used to be white, but then I realized that neither of his parents were white, so it didn't make sense for him to be white, and so I made him half white and half African American, because I first realized that his dad wasn't white and was in fact very dark-skinned, so why would he have, like super pale skin? It's possible, but I wanted to present that he was mixed, and then I realized that his other dad also wasn't white, neither was his, other biological parent. So he really shouldn't be any sort of white, so he's Afro-Chinese, and I tried to capture that with this. He's gone through a lot of changes over the past couple of years. Then my OC Lamb, who is an African-American elf. My OC Manuel, who is, he is Hispanic, not Latino, but he is Hispanic and Romani. And Evangeline Mortman, who belongs to Hermie the Frog, who I did not add in this one, and I feel bad. But Eva is British Indian. Then I did my OC Wayfarer, who is ambiguously brown again, but that is because they are not human and are a wandering soul, and therefore don't really have an established race. They kind of choose traits that are conglomerates of all the past souls past bodies they've been in. So they've been in a lot of different people and possess them, so it is a conglomeration of all the traits. So they're just ambiguously mixed. Then a small little chibi headshot of myself, just because I should probably draw myself for Melanin in March. If the reason I'm doing Melanin in March is because I want to be better at drawing people like me. Then my OC Luke, who is Indian, Elian, who is also Indian, and I like these two and I want to put these on the same page because they're both Indian, and I wanted to make sure that I didn't make it look like they were, all the same person, but they still looked like they could both be Indian. And same with, Eva, who is just back here. I wanted to make sure that, it wasn't one of those, tokenism, same face sort of things. And my OC Garth, I adopted from my friend Wes, and Garth is French, Afro-French, I believe. Lydon is, one, weird because he's a cursed vampire, but two, he is Arabic. He is from, the Israel area. My OC Esme, who is, Caribbean, Spanish, and at least one other thing that I just don't remember off the top of my head. Why can I not remember? I had this, ready in my head, and then I just forgot. I don't remember the third one. I feel bad, but he is also mixed, but specific things. My friend, Cameron is not a friend. Cameron is an OC, and he is a trash person. But he is Persian, and my OC Hansel, who is Afro-Chinese again, because he is, he's Afro-Persian, because he is Cameron's kid. And Claudius is also Cameron's kid, and she is white, Chinese, and Persian. Bo belongs to Silver Firefly, and Bo is African-American. And then Alice, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, Alice Corazon, who belongs to TK, who is Latina. My OC Bennett, who was originally a self-insert so long ago and now isn't, is Chinese. There's Sage, who is also the same situation as Slate. He is Afro-Chinese, but he leans more towards an angular sort of face because he got to choose what he looked like because he is a computer AI like Vivi is. Slate's dad, Tiefin, and he is Afro-German. Casey, who also used to be a self-insert at one point, he used to be a Sona, and he is Chinese and Vietnamese. My sister's OC Marcel, who again is ambiguously brown because he's part of the Moreau family. And you can see as I slowly went through this that I started adding cross-hatching and value to hair and stuff, just because I started getting bored with just the blank sketches. And And then Chen's OC Jonas, who is such a cute merman. I love his lips. I love his nose. He's so adorable. I didn't listen to the page today, no. War Machine, who is African and Indian because he is a mix of Luke and Lamb. He also thinks he's a babe, and his human name is Warren Smith. My OC Emery, who is a very distinct mix of a lot of minorities. I believe the Africans in there, also Native, Vietnamese is in there a little bit. Emery was made as a joke when I was in college. Not like a joke, but Emery's ethnicity was basically all the minorities because they are working on a scholarship and a PhD, and they needed all the scholarships possible, and so they applied to all the scholarships possible. So it was like a little bit of a joke, but it was important for the establishment of like the sort of story I was going for with them. And this was day 31, so that was the last day for that, and that is also why I chose Emery for my last one. And then the rest of this, because I still have a couple pages left, was other things that I was drawing around the beginning of April, and I was just filling up this the rest of the sketchbook because I had extra pages. So here's another picture of Esme in his fantasy outfits. My OC Lorne, a fantasy Manuel, who was a tiefling. I don't know if I really stuck with this outfit. I don't think I did completely, but I like how the line art looks, but I didn't like the sketch so much. And then I ended with some more Manuel sketches. So yeah, that is my Melanin March sketchbook. I actually had a lot of fun with this. I highly recommend trying Melanin March for yourself, just because I think it's a good challenge that isn't super difficult. It's not like there's a prompt list or anything. So I think it's just, in general, a really nice basic challenge, and I honestly think that being able to figure out the key features of people's faces and how they look instead of generalizing them into one like shape, like when I used to draw in the beginning and I didn't understand what I was looking at, I think it's really important, especially if you're working with like realistic portraits and stuff like that. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with this. I hope you guys did too, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye! Well, that's the end of this video. As usual, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below in the comment section, or contact me on any of my social media, which is linked in the description below. I also have my Patreon there if you guys want to throw a monthly donation at me. Thanks so much for your support. I'll see you next time. Bye!